Hi, my name is Krista Mahon. I'm an independent designer with Couture from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm also the team leader of Krista's Chalking Crew. Today we're actually going to ink some pot holders, okay? So these are plaid pot holders. We've cut our ink mat to fit in here. So the reason why we use the ink mat is to keep the fabric nice and tight while we ink on it. So these are sticky. I have used them several times. So we just push those down, and we're going to use this B-size transfer. This one is called Made from Scratch. It had 4 little accent pieces on it. So you would have these 4, and it was cut in 4, okay? So what we're going to do on this one is we're going to use Made from Scratch, and then on the next one we're going to use Cook, Eat, and Pray. Okay, so we're not going to use these 2 pieces. That's okay. Always use them for something else. I have used these before, so they're already marked back and front on both. We're going to use the ink today. So in case this needs to be washed, it can be. I've used these several times. They are quite sticky still, so we are going to fuzz just to be safe. So our fuzzing cloth helps just pick up a little bit of lint so it doesn't stick so well to the surface that it does not come off or ruin the transfer or the surface itself. Now this is a quilted material, so FYI, if it's not a flat material, it might not be the best ink job. It could be a little bit look more vintagey because the quilted, but I think it's still gonna look good. So the ink we're using is white. We're gonna use our stir stick. The stir stick will go in the water bath next to me when we're finished with it, and we will clean it later. Since we're doing all one color, I picked the regular size squeegee. I just want to make sure this is nice and tight down. When you ink, you want to make sure you get it thick and only a few swipes, okay? So thick, and like I said, this might not be the best because it is quilted, okay? So if you're not inking on something that's totally flat, it can get a little bit, like I said, vintagey. It might not be as clean, crisp, I guess. So we're just going to make sure we got it on thick, and I think we're still okay. When you pull this off, you want to make sure you do it nice and slow, and it helps the fabric not to come with it. So look at that. Yay! So this goes in our bath of water. We're going to use a squeegee again. It's highly recommended that you don't leave the transfers in the water too long to soak. So I go ahead and wash them as I go. So we will use our board eraser in the water bath and make sure they're nice and clean. And we always want to dry sticky side up. Okay, that's another reason why we mark it with the Sharpie. So we can know what the back and front is and sticky side up versus down. So that will go sticky side up, and I dry on paper towels. So once this is dry, guys, I will heat set it with my Cricut heat press. Make sure you always take out the ink mat when you're going to heat set, okay? Just to be safe, it doesn't melt on there, etc. So let's go ahead and fuzz our next one. I'm gonna peel this off one. This one has been marked as well. So back and front. I've used this one quite some time. Not sure if we'll be able to fit the little lines on this or not. We might not have enough area, but that's okay. We will see what we have. Just gonna get these little strings off of here. And like I said, this is quilted, so just I think I'm gonna leave the lines off, guys, and I'm just going to do the words, okay, the letters. You know what? I think it's good. We'll do the whole thing. All right, so we're gonna use the same squeegee again. Make sure this is nice and tight, thick, and a few swipes only, okay? Like I said, it's kind of not the smoothest surface, so prefer the thicker the possible. Do just pay attention to my lines. That's about all when I ink. Sometimes you can see the swipe marks. So when I go over it, I just want to make sure that I don't have any lines. Looks like I'm putting a lot on here, guys, but it's not really that much, I promise. Hit this T again. Hit this line at the bottom. I see a little bit of a spot I missed up there. Okay, and you just want to pull it off nice and slow. Oh, got a little mark missed right there. I always just do it nice and slow, so if we do have any boo-boos, we can try to cover them up as we go. And I just hit them like a little swipe, okay? Got a little R right here. The P's got a little bit. My E. T's got a little bit right there, my E. And I'm not pushing hard when I do this, guys. I'm just tapping it on there, okay? And that's why I pull it off as slow as possible. I think we're good. I take it a little bit off on there, so what I do is I take a wet wipe right away. If you're doing a lighter color on dark, it sometimes will come off. Like this should be fine, but if you're doing dark on light, it won't come off very good, okay? So if you do it right away on a darker color, it should come off right away. Other way around, not so much. Okay, guys, so what you're gonna do is when you go to heat set this, like I said, take this out and you will 350 degrees for 30 seconds. And it would be good to go if you ever had to wash this. If you do not have a heat press, no big deal. You can use an iron. I always suggest using like a Teflon paper over top of the design or a piece of parchment paper. Then it will not ruin your heat press or your iron. And just to be safe, rather safe than sorry, I highly recommend that. So I'll bring both down and we'll show you the projects that we completed. And this is the ink product. That was the bright white and made from scratch. It's a B-size transfer. Comes with 4 different sayings. So let me get this ink shut so we don't get it everywhere. And there's our pot holders, guys. So cook, pray, and eat, and then made from scratch, B-size transfer. Thank you for joining me today. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.